Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good, thank you. And you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Today I have a very early morning because here in Guatemala it's 8 o'clock now, but my first class on Monday is at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.? Really?
Yes.
So early.
Yeah, for the student it's not early. For the students it's nighttime, but but
It's not early. Here is 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is my normal time for starting is 8 a.m. But on Mondays I have one student in China, so for me it's 5 a.m. So I have to get up at 4:30 only on Monday.
Between you and China,
It's
which hours?
12
you have?
hours. 12 hours.
12 hours. That's really big.
Yeah. So between here and Turkey, I think it's 9 hours.
Yeah, I think yes.
Yes.
You live in Mexico?
Next to Mexico, Guatemala is the name of my city, my country.
I remember
where I
it
live.
now because we talked with you before. It was like 1 week ago.
Yes, we had a chat a week ago. So how have you been this last week? Just continuing with classes as normal?
Yes, today I had an exam, and it was a little bit hard because we are focusing on grammar. Like, English has so many rules, and sometimes I'm struggling to remember them, especially on gerund and infinitive.
Okay, so that's the topic you're looking at the moment in class.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah. Actually, if you ask like the average native speaker about gerunds and infinitives, they'll go, what? It's something like, I guess in class you're learning about different times when we use a gerund and when we use an infinitive. But in English, we don't learn these rules. We just pick things up by speaking.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, so if you ask somebody to explain, like an English teacher probably has a good chance of being able to explain them. But if you're just talking to somebody who just speaks English and you say, well, why do you use a gerund here? And they'll go,
Yes.
excuse me?
I do have a conversation more because I don't like the rules. I don't like grammar a lot.
Yeah. No, I'd say unfortunately in many places where, in countries where people are teaching English at school, that we focus a lot on grammar because that's something, it's a rule. You can open the book and read from the book and explain to the students and make them memorize. It's very easy to make a grammar exam to test if they learnt the grammar. And it's more exact, you could say, like that's right, that's wrong, things like that. So unfortunately, when it comes time to communicate, of course, we don't really use grammar that much. Most of the time, I think the best communication you just learn through practice and everything like that.
I think like this too, yeah. But at school, we have to focus on grammar because in my section, it's so important.
Yeah. What sort of questions did you have in today's exam? Did they like give you a sentences and you had to choose if it was a gerund or an infinitive?
Yeah, like this. Gerund and infinitive, and the passive gerund, passive infinitive, they are really confusing.
Okay. Yeah. What do you mean by the passive infinitive?
Like, for example, being remembered, being remembered, I'm really getting confused when I saw them.
Yeah, no, that's something that's not, that in day-to-day English, that a lot of the time we wouldn't actually even use those sorts of expressions. So it can be very confusing, but never mind. I'm sure you did okay in the test.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope.
With any language, I think it's good when you start, perhaps just to look at some basic grammar rules just to get started, something like learn some basic vocabulary. Have you ever used the Duolingo app?
Yes, I've used before, but now I'm not using.
Yeah. Yes, that's sort of something like that, just to give you a few words to get started, and then really the best way to learn it is to find people who you can try and talk with. I'm sure there are some apps. There's one I was reading about, but I'm afraid I've forgotten the name of it, where people learning different languages can join and just find other people to chat with like that.
Yeah, I'm using now. I have application like this, and I have friends from another country. That's really good opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's the best way to just to start communicating, because, like you said, it's not all about grammar. It's not all about passing an exam. It's about being able to speak with people and communicate with people. So I think if you already have some way where you can connect with people and just chat from time to time, that will be the best way to learn.
And we don't have to know grammar, right? Because when I talked from people in other countries, for example, a person who native in English say like, I don't know so much grammar.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. And that's the point of language, isn't it? I mean, you know, if you work at the university or you're studying linguistics, you want to know about nouns and verbs and subjects and predicates and things like this. But most of us, if I want to, like, for example, if I wanted to learn Turkish, it would be to speak to people in Turkey who can't speak English. That would be probably why. And so I'd want to learn. I'd start with, you know, basic things, just phrases that you learn. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. However, that would get boring very quickly. So then you'd want to find people. I want to find people. I'm interested in ancient sites and ruins and things like that. So I'd like to find somebody that can tell me about some of the historical places in Turkey, and maybe share pictures and talk about those. So in that case, I have a real desire to communicate, and that would give me a very strong motivation to work hard. So, for example, yeah. So, for example, if I want to ask them about some particular things in a photo that they've shown me, I'll be really trying to think and remember for the words for those things that I see, rather than the apple is on the tree. No, just words, and the words used to describe grammar. So that's the thing. But if you're doing that, I think you'll find that you'll probably start to pick up very quickly. Spanish especially, because there are many words that are quite similar to English words. So if you already know them in English, it's... Yes. And a lot of time, if you see the words written in Spanish, you'll recognize them as from English because they're almost the same. So all you really need to do is get used to the pronunciation.
Pronunciation, I think in Spanish is not so hard because it's similar with Turkish. Because we are reading as we write as well in Turkish. So
yeah. So yeah. No, yes, that's good. One of the one of the things perhaps is the stress of the words, like compared to English. In Spanish, the stress is often in a different part of the word to a similar word in English. So once you just get used to tuning into, we say tuning your ear, but of course really it's your brain, not your ears, to the sounds in Spanish. And if you said if they're similar to Turkish, then that will make it very easy. And then when you hear the words in Spanish, you can sort of imagine what they look like, and from English, oh, I know that word. For example, one thing I like to say to people, I say, do you want to learn like 100 English words in about 30 seconds? And they say, yes, of course. So not all, but many, many Spanish words that end in sion, C-I-O-N or S-I-O-N, are the same in English, except in English we write it T-I-O-N. And we pronounce it slightly differently. So, for example, acción. In Spanish, there's an accent, but I can't type accents, I don't think. No. So I can't type accents here at the moment. So in Spanish, there's this word, acción.
Acción.
And in English, all we do is change the C, the second C to a T, and we get action. Action.
Yes.
And
so similar, really so similar.
Very, very similar. So if you hear acción, you think, oh, what's that? But then if you think acción, T-I-O-N, oh, action. So, and many, many words that finish in T-I-O-N in English are the same in Spanish, except it's C-I-O-N.
They are really so similar.
If you like to just boost your vocab, if you just have a look for cognates. Do you know cognates?
No, I haven't heard.
Cognates are words in two languages that are very similar, normally because they come from the same background. So you can just look for a list of English-Spanish cognates, and there will be probably thousands, certainly hundreds of words that are almost identical. A lot of them are words you'd never want to use, but there are many useful words there as a quick way to boost your vocabulary.
I will look.
Okay. Oh, we've run out of time. It was 15 minutes, a very short one today, but nice to talk to you again.
Nice to talk to you again, too. Thank you for everything. It was so good lesson.
Great.